Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shortyc94, back at you again. This time I'm just going to talk really briefly about the importance of thrifting. If you're a collector and not just doing this for the hype or doing this, if you're really doing this for the love, you want to have a collection, a lot of shoes or whatnot, if that's what you want to do, thrift. No, it's not going to build your collection where you've got hundreds of pairs, but you never know what you can find thrifting. A lot of people message me on Facebook, message me on the sneaker boards whenever I'm on there, because I barely ever get to go on there anymore. But, where did you find these? How do you find all these OGs or whatever? Some of it was eBay, and the fact that I found a lot of these OGs, 02, 03, because all eBay is basically a big online thrift store that has new and used stuff in it. But thrift. The best example I have for you is, this was August of '08. I was hanging out with my dad. We were on this strip in Cleveland called Larchmere. That's, it's got little hipster shops in it or whatnot. But my dad loves foreign cars, and there's this place called Larchmere Imports. And they service old and new BMWs. And that's something my dad's into, so he went in there, sort of knows, I guess he kind of knows the owner or whatever. So he was in there, and I went in the thrift store to, look for some neckties. Because I had something coming up where I needed a new tie, and I didn't want to go buy a new one for $20, $30, $40. So I guess I was being cheap. But I'm digging through a box of neckties at the store called Thrifting. And what do I find at the bottom of the box of neckties? OG 1985 Air Jordan 1s. Now, that's not a normal case of thrifting. That's probably the best pickup I've ever had thrifting, or really in my shoe collecting career, if you want to call it a career. But, they were $2. I mean, seriously, $2? I mean, shoes are to be from 1985, they're in great shape. I mean, the leather is cracking. You can still see the Air Jordan logo. This is an unretro colorway. There is yellowing, which is just common with that shoe in general. But, how can you beat it for $2? And I mean, they're size 10 and a half, so, it works out. But it would have never happened had I not thrifted. Now, you've got people out there, I've got some friends that are like, man, I'm not going to be looking through all that shit, because you do have to look. It's kind of like finding a diamond in the rough, but I mean, if I wasn't willing to thrift, I would have never found those. And, if you try to find a pair of OG ones that are a non-retro colorway, even retro colorways go for, $200, $300, $400. They've never brought back the neutral grays with the way Nike is now, especially with Jordan brand. They probably will, but, my pair is from 1985, so the leather's going to be better. Like I said earlier, the leather, the gray part is cracking, but, that's going to happen. So I recommend to anybody to thrift. Thrifting, whether you go to a high-end thrift store or whether you go to a regular one, and it's not even just for shoes. I found a lot of old great Nike t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, old team stuff, because again, with me being a little older, I can appreciate, that stuff. I'll wear a starter jacket if it's a Bulls or Lakers, one of the teams that I like, or if it coincides with something I have. So, I'll wear something like that. 76ers, Knicks, teams that I like, I will wear, that. But thrift. You never know what you can find. You never know what you're missing. Look in your Goodwills. In Cleveland, the other thrift stores, you got Value World, you got Unique Thrift Store. You got a lot of places. And I know in other cities, all over the world, people thrift. So, thrift. It's important. If you want to be a collector, eventually you're going to come up on something OG in your size that you can have. So, thrift.